In this video, I'll show you how to properly pull out specific neighborhoods that you want to analyze. Now in Excel, if you only filter your data, so if I go to data, turn on the filter and let's say pick an area, let's say I want Mission Bay only, right? I only see Mission Bay, but if you'll notice here in the side, it's simply hidden the rows. And when you run Data Analysis Toolpak, Excel still analyzes everything. And you'll know it's wrong because of the high count. So in the table, the word in this video, I'll show you how to properly pull out your neighborhoods. So here I've got the San Diego file because I'm noticing quite a few folks that use San Diego had the same issue. And so to know how many listings is in your file originally for your city, I always recommend clicking on like column D, and you can see down here, it says 1,200. In this video, I'll show you how to properly pull out neighborhoods you are actually interested in analyzing. So I'm working with the San Diego file because I am noticing quite a few students who are using San Diego are having this issue. So I always, when I look at my data, I want to see how many original listings are in there, how many lines of data. So if I click on column D, because I know that one's got words in it, and I look down at the bottom where it says count, I see 12,930 lines. Now that does include the label here. So what that really is saying is that in terms of listings, there's 12,929 of them. Now, what you might have been doing is you might have filtered by turning the filter on and let's say picking an area. Maybe you picked Balboa Park. Now, when I click on that column again, it says, hey, in Balboa Park, there's 343 listings, not including the label. But if you try to run your analysis on this, it doesn't work because it still reads in between the lines. You see how over here on the left, there's like these green lines in between. That means there's hidden lines, and Excel's smart. It can still read between the lines. So this is not sufficient to analyzing data. Instead, what you need to do is you can use a pivot table to pull out your data. Or if you're only working with one neighborhood, like how I just pulled out Balboa Park here, you can just copy and paste the listings into a new tab. So let me go ahead and click on the plus sign here and I get a new tab. So I've already filtered, meaning I've hidden the ones I don't want and only appear the one neighborhood I'm interested in, say Balboa Park. In the upper left-hand corner here, there's a little triangle that's kind of faded. You click on that and then copy. If you're on a PC, it's Control C, or on a Mac, it's Command C. And it takes a minute because it's a lot of data. So you can see it's only highlighting the visible listings. Then you go over to the tab, clicking in the first box, and then paste. Again, on a PC, that's Control V, and on a Mac, that's Command V. And it might take a minute or it might be quick. And then to verify, one on the left, I don't see there's any like hidden lines. Every row is accounted for if I just look down the numbers. And if I click on column D, there's my 343 listings for Balboa Park. Then you can do your data analysis Toolpak on just this data. So be very careful. This now is only for the neighborhood of Balboa Park. Now, the other way of doing it, and I will turn off my filters here, is to do it by a pivot table. So if I go to Insert and choose Pivot Table, it's going to pick all of my data and you know, because it says A1 through some big number. If you get something weird, you might have to start over. And what might happen is maybe you only highlighted a column and tried pivot table. You see how it looks weird. It only is focused on that column. So that's wrong. It's not going to work. That's right. Anytime you're doing a pivot table, make sure you're not highlighting anything, just you're on a box. That's all you need to do. Then click pivot table, make sure, yep, that looks like everything, and hit OK. And then from here, you can go ahead and filter and sort what you need. And so just by clicking neighborhood, it automatically just counted. But I actually want to see the neighborhood name. So I will take neighborhood and drop it into the box here that says rows so that it gives me rows of neighborhoods. Now, when I'm here, if I just want, let's do a different neighborhood. Let's say I only want East Village. All I have to do is just click on the 813 listings for East Village. Just a double click, and that will bring all my East Village data out. So you can see here, if I click on this column, for the East Village, there's 813 lines of data. And then nothing is hidden. And now I can do my data analysis here. So 2 ways to pull out your data. You can use a pivot table. And the nice thing about the pivot table is it lets you see the count for every neighborhood. So you can make a decision, right? You don't want to pick a neighborhood that has very few listings. You want to pick a neighborhood that has a lot of listings that might be like high demand for a business. Now, if you are interested in multiple neighborhoods, another way to do this is if I click on the little drop down here, I can just pick the neighborhoods I want. So I deselect, select all. And now let's say I want Balboa Park. What else? Maybe I want the gas lamp, right? There's gas lamp. I'm not sure. I think Horton Plaza is downtown. Let's see. I think I'm okay. Right, just pick a couple. South Park. All right, I'm just throwing some in there. And then when I click away, now I only see these neighborhoods. And if you want all 4 neighborhoods and all of these listings here, just double click on the total. That's the 735. So that's just combining these 4 neighborhoods, for instance. I'll go ahead and double click. And then you can see here, if I do the drop down, I can see, yeah, it's got my 4 neighborhoods and nothing extra. I can click on this and see how many account. So of those 4 neighborhoods, I have 735 listings. And so it's really important to understand how to correctly pull data out, because if you were doing this at work and you make the mistake of analyzing the wrong data set, that's going to throw off your numbers and ultimately your decision making and probably get you in trouble at work. So make sure to clean your data and rerun your confidence interval estimates, and let me know if you have any questions.